Chris in Neptune. What's up, Chris? Yes, Chris.
I wanted to, we heard your thoughts, and thanks for taking the call on a few coaches so far. But I wanted to run a few other names by you.
Go ahead.
And see your opinion and see, what you think for next year.
Yeah,
One would be, what do you think about Dan Quinn in Atlanta?
Sound.
Will he be around next year?
Yes, the owner likes him as long as this year doesn't go completely south. He was 1-4, now he's 4-4. As long as this year is competitive.
How about Marone?
My understanding, and I checked on that one, my understanding is Marone is safe.
Marone safe. Do you think it's possible that I think Vance Joseph is gone, but how about
he's gone? He's gone.
Do you think Pete Carroll thinks this might be time to walk away?
With the owner dying, yes. I think it could definitely happen. I think he could be on the market, and he would be a highly attractive head coach for people.
Wow.
Highly attractive. I think it could, with Paul Allen dying, I think it could happen, yes.
I agree. Do you think any of the first-year head coaches would be in trouble? And then finally, if the Chiefs are Pats win, what are the chances that Andy Reid or Bill Belichick call it for the career?
Never happened for Andy Reid. Will die on the job if he can. He lives the coach. And I can't answer for Belichick, but Belichick has shown the same tendencies. He does not look like he's near.
You never know with Bill.
I can't answer for Belichick. I don't know what his mindset is, but I don't think he values anything more than his. I think for Belichick, his best thing in life is being able to sink his very deep intellect into a football game. I think that's what his favorite thing in life to do is. He's got everything else he wants. I think he still loves the coach. He's got a kingdom. There's nothing else he has to do except maintain. He completely controls the entire culture. So I don't know what would change him. Andy will want to die on a job. I can tell you that right now. He will want. He loves the job more than anything. He would never want to not be coaching. Not close under any circumstances to leaving. He's not going anywhere. I think he'd like to coach a lot more years if he can. I think Andy will coach till they boot him out. That's what I really believe. Belichick, I can't answer, but I would think he's showing you that. Belichick reminds me, I've made this point. I know Belichick well to study him. He and I don't speak. We never have. We haven't spoken ever. We never spoke when he was here. There were a lot of reasons why, but it's not important. But I've been around them, and I know the culture he grew up in. I know everything that they do. I understand them. The great thing that I see in him and Krzyzewski, and I parallel him and Krzyzewski very much, because they both grew up at the knee of the extremely talented, extremely volcanic personalities of Knight and Parcells, who are very much akin because Knight and Parcells go back to West Point together in the mid-20s, but because Knight patterned himself after, Parcells patterned himself after Knight. Knight had success first, and Parcells patterned himself after Knight. And Knight has incredible respect for Parcells. Knight has told me Parcells is the best coach. Parcells understands what it means to be a coach more than any man I've ever seen in my life. That's what Knight has said to me. We were driving somewhere one time and he told me that. They have great respect for each other. They emulate each other a lot. And Parcells actually almost has a little hero worship for Knight. That's how much, because Knight had so much success early. And they love each other. They really do. They love each other. But you have the assistants who came from both, who revered both. Now, it's a little different. Mike had almost a father-son relationship with Bob. Bill did not have that with Parcells. It was different from that standpoint. But they both had their rough patches. I was at a Final Four where Bob wouldn't talk to Mike. I was in the middle of it. I was supposed to interview both, and Bob wouldn't show up. So, I did the interview with Mike. I didn't do the interview with Bob because Bob wouldn't show up. He wouldn't do the interview with Mike. So, they went through their years. They're back together now because they they revere. The younger one will always back off to the older one. So they're always back in each other's good graces at some point. They are now, I think, in both cases. But what I take from the two guys is that's made them great is they have taken the best from the volcanic mentor, from Parcells, from Knight. Those two had a little dinosaur in them. They weren't able to adapt as well as Parcells, Belichik and Krzyewski have been able to adapt. Belichik and Krzyewski have been incredibly adaptable. They have modernized their approaches. They have learned how to deal with the modern athlete while maintaining their control of these surroundings. Plus, and here's the greatest thing, they have never gotten the wandering eye. Krzyzewski's been at Duke since the 70s. The 70s. Late 70s. And he was within a year of getting fired. Give Tom Butters credit, the AD, who didn't fire him, even though he was losing out on every recruit. And Valvano was the king of the ACC behind Smith, and they were like, this guy has no personality, he's never going to win. Well, took one recruit, everything changed. If you want to call that a recruit, was probably Johnny Dawkins, but there was more than that. There was Allery, there was Billis, there was Dawkins, there was Amica, there was all those guys. The bottom line is, they have been able to maintain a hunger to win and a hunger to the next game. With Mike, it's always the journey. Don't talk to me about the result. Talk to me about the journey. Talk to me about this year. And with Belichik, it's always, hey, we're not champions. That was last year's team. This year's team. You're nothing. You're not champions. We're like everybody else. We're not champions. And they are able to wipe the slate clean. Not sit back and say, I've won, but to be in the now all the time. And to not have to go take the next job, not have to be loved at the next place, not have to have someone coming after you all the time. They've been able to stay one place for an amazing amount of time and win in those places for an amazing amount of time. And to me, that is the greatest quality that they both have. Their adaptability and their ability to do it over the long haul in the same place. It's a remarkable achievement. Remarkable achievements. I don't think even people understand how remarkable both their achievements are in terms of consistency of doing it in one place over that period of time. It's remarkable.